skills भन्दै पनि भयो lower level अथवा order thinking skills like maintaining mechanics यो त के भने तल्लो लेभलको हो के हैन so maintaining mechanics and grammar हैन these are like parts of a speech preposition articles adverb adjective हरु हैन मिलाउने चाहिँ के हो भने यो what lower order agreement हैन agreement pattern agreement agreement pattern we maintain this is what lower order whereas lower order thinking skills are these and higher order ल भन्नु त higher order or higher level or higher order higher level or higher order thinking skills लेख्नुस् त example order thinking skills what are they okay try so higher orders analyzing summarizing critical thinking yes Jivan that's great yes maintaining coherence and cohesion part is what higher order माथि जान्छ यो चाहिँ yes so higher order refers to what generating ideas हैन generating ideas यो त higher level को हुन्छ generating ideas thinking critically हैन thinking critically and what imaginatively हैन critically imaginatively okay thinking critically imaginatively so these are what etc these are what higher order thinking is idea generate गर्नु पर्यो त्यसलाई critically समालोचनात्मक ढंगबाट हेर्नु पर्यो ठीक छ कि छैन हैन right wrong from different perspectives we see then imaginarily काल्पनिक रूपमा पनि हामी सोचिन्छ so these are what higher order thinking is so writing essay writing stories they demand what they demand lower order thinking skills higher order thinking skills so we have to maintain mechanics also grammar also sentence pattern also we have to also generate ideas we have to also think critically imaginatively maintain coherence and cohesion हैन maintains I maintain coherence coherence and cohesion etc so these are what higher order and lower order thinking skills we have to employ or we have to apply in our writing in piece of writing यो चाहिँ देखिन पर्यो के so how we say is writing stories and essays are examples of writing this is simple we say they are of high level composition writing we understand because in writing simple sentences also syntax also we teach syntax is the sentence हैन we teach syntax or sentences we teach words हैन we teach what phrases but these are what teaching what a story teaching what essays these are of what high level हुन्छ and these pieces require lower order skills and what higher order skills thinking skills lower order thinking skills like maintaining mechanics grammar agreement patterns etc then higher order thinking skills like generating ideas organizing ideas हैन अझै भनौं generating ideas organizing ideas हैन so putting them into organizing ideas putting them into readable text भनौं न अझै putting them into readable text readable text and what thinking critically imaginatively maintain coherence and cohesion in piece of writing so these are what basic essentials we maintain in what essay and in what story यो कुराहरु चाहिँ आउनु पर्यो स्टोरी र essay मा चाहिँ so they are of high level composition writing now story अब so how do we help students to write story or to develop story यहाँ चाहिँ यो हेर्न पर्यो जस्तै how do you help your lower secondary level students, and how do you help your lower secondary level students to compose a story, to compose a story? What are the basic steps you follow, what are the basic steps you follow? How do you help your lower secondary level students to compose a story? What are the basic steps you follow while helping your students to develop a story? One thing, अझै यहाँ भनिदिन सक्छ, थोरै ब्याकग्राउन्ड राखेर. Background is what? Writing or composing, writing or composing story is high level composition writing. Students feel difficult. Students feel difficult to write stories. भनेर दुईटा सेन्टेन्स कन्टेक्स्ट क्रिएट गर्यो हैन. अब भन्यो writing or composing stories, high level composition writing, students feel difficult to write stories. How do you help your lower secondary level students to compose a story? What are the basic steps you follow while helping your facilitating your students to develop what story? ल यसमा चाहिँ हेर्न पर्यो हैन, facilitating your students to develop story. र यसको आन्सर चाहिँ यसो ट्राई गर्नु पर्यो है त. यस्तै हो, यस्तै क्वेशन राखेको टीएससी ले स्याम्पल क्वेशनमा. नाउ बेसिक थिंग्स we discuss here. So just introduction part you can write from here. Introduction यहीबाट तान्ने हो तपाईले. Just के भन्दिनु भने composing story is one example of writing. It is one high level composition of writing. When we write or when we compose story, we require, or it requires a variety of lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills. भनेर थोरै इन्ट्रोडक्सन पार्ट लेखौं, त्यसपछि जाउँ हैन. जस्तै यहाँ यसको चाहिँ लेख्दाखेरि कसरी बच्चालाई कम्पोज गर्न सिकाउनुहुन्छ भन्यो हैन. Then just you write brief introduction. To maintain brief introduction, यही पार्टलाई लिएर आउँ है त. Like this is what brief introduction, BRIF, brief introduction हैन. एक्जाम में फेरि brief introduction लेख्नु होला नि फेरि. यो त यो अहिले यहाँ यो तपाईलाई एक्जाम्पल मात्र देखाएको. Writing story is one example of writing activity. Writing activity. Composing story is writing activity. Composing story is writing activity. Is example of is what is example number is high level. So writing stories is one example or one example of writing activity. Composing story is writing activity is high level composition writing. Then writing story requires both lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills. Lower order thinking skills like like maintaining mechanics, grammar, agreement pattern, etc. And higher order thinking skills like generating ideas, organizing ideas, putting them into readable text, thinking critically, imaginatively, and what, and maintaining coherence and cohesion, etc. हैन र यो इन्ट्रोडक्सन हेरौँ त कस्तो भयो. Writing stories is one example of writing activity. Composing story as writing activity is high level composition writing. Writing story requires both lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills. Lower order thinking skills, lower level thinking skills like maintaining mechanics, grammar, agreement pattern, etc. And higher order thinking skills like generating ideas, organizing ideas, putting them into readable text, thinking critically, imaginatively, and maintaining coherence, cohesion, etc. should be maintained. Should be maintained. Kasto bhayo हेरौँ त. Writing story is one example of writing activity. Composing writing or teaching writing, activity is high level composition writing. Writing story requires both lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills. Lower order thinking is like maintaining mechanics, full stop, capital letter, spelling, grammar, agreement pattern, sentence formation, etc. Higher level thinking skills like generating ideas, organizing ideas, putting ideas into readable text, thinking critically, imaginatively, creatively, maintaining coherence and cohesion, etc. should be maintained. This is just what introduction part. Now we change the paragraph. Paragraph change गरेर अब हामी भन्छौं there are some basic steps. माथि के भनेको question ले. Now this is the question. In this question, composing a writing is high level composition writing. Students feel difficult to write stories. How do you help your lower secondary level students to compose story? What are the basic describe the basic steps you follow while facilitating your students to develop story? Whenever steps ko kura garnu paryo. Now there are some basic steps that should be followed and some basic components that should be addressed in course of what writing story or short story or story stories, writing stories. They are given below. Like first step is what? पहिलो step चाहिँ story लेखनमा के हुन्छ भने कथा लेख्दाखेरि, so we have to think about the idea or situation, issue. We have to think of an idea, situation, we have to think the situation, we have to think the issue, कुनै issue लिनु पर्यो, so this is what first step. A good start in writing story, a good start in writing story is asking students to think about hypothetical situation, like where some actions of crisis should be carried out. Students may think about real life experiences such as first day at a school. बच्चाले यो पनि सोच्न सक्छ के. First day at a school is one situation, one idea, one issue we what develop in the classroom. Journey to the jungle, यस्तो यसो के रे स्टोरी भनेकै के हो भने फिक्सन हो के. This is imaginary writing. Then students just they imagine imagine about the situation or imagine about the issue, imagine गर्न सक्छ. For example, उदाहरणको लागि first day at school, पहिलो स्कुलमा गएको पहिलो दिन चाहिँ कस्तो फिल भयो भन्ने कुराहरु एउटा कथाको रूपमा जाने भयो हैन. जर्नी टु द जंगल, जंगलमा यात्रा गर्दाखेरि बाघहरु देखियो, यस्तो देखियो, उस्तो देखियो, यस्तो जम्का भेट भयो हैन. यसरी हैन पुरा चाहिँ बाघहरु जनावरहरुसँग चाहिँ अब भिडन्त हुने भयो. यस्तो के a kind of what fiction, imaginary situation we think. First is this is what first step. पहिलो step चाहिँ यो. Then second step is what we create the characters and setting. हामीले अब क्यारेक्टर चाहियो, को त्यहाँ जाने, न्यारेटर चाहियो. स्टोरीको क्वालिटी भनेको न्यारेटिङ हो. Narrator is necessary, and setting means where the this issue takes place. कहाँ हो त्यो, जंगलमा हो कि, स्कुलमा हो कि, कोही कम्युनिटीमा हो कि कहाँ हो, that setting is necessary. We create the characters and what we need the setting. त्यही भएर स्टोरीको चाहिँ कम्पोनेन्ट्सहरू हेऱ्यो भने जस्तै प्लटहरू, क्यारेक्टरहरू, सेटिङहरू, अनि गएर तपाईँको प्लट, क्यारेक्टर, सेटिङ, थीम हैन. सो दिज आर व्हाट द कम्पोनेन्ट्स अफ स्टोरी. त्यो कम्पोनेन्ट चाहिँ आउनु पर्यो के. सो सेटिङ चाहियो हैन, where the event takes place. Then character is necessary, who is narrating the story हैन. This necessary. Students by the help of teacher create characters and setting. Character here might be child, an adult, or animal. Students imagine the world or place where story takes place. This is what setting I said. In doing so, students imaginative, argumentative power get stressed or developed हैन. यसो गर्दाखेरि उनीहरुको क्रिटिकल थिंकिङ, क्रिएटिभ थिंकिङ, इमेजिनेटिभ थिंकिङ, आर्गुमेन्टेटिभ थिंकिङ हैन, दे डेभलप. सो अब हामीलाई we have issue or situation, we have character, we have setting also, the place where action takes place or event take place, plot take place. Now beginning story चाहिँ beginning part हुन पर्यो. Beginning part भन्ने बित्तिकै just all good stories are formed by logical sequence of events. And events हुन्छ, event and plot हो यो हैन. So what we see the plot भनेको so sequence of events देखिन पर्यो स्टोरीमा एक पछि अर्को. फर एक्जाम्पल जंगल घुम्न गयो, जंगल घुम्न जाँदाखेरि के देख्यो, बाघ भालु जनावरहरु देख्यो, एउटा इभेन्ट भयो. अब त्यसपछि अर्को इभेन्ट के हुन सक्छ, अब त्यहाँ फाइटिङ होला, के होला, कसो होला, अब के हुन्छ, कन्फ्लिक्ट हुन्छ, त्यहाँ द्वन्द्व हुन सक्छ. देन द्वन्द्व कहाँ पुग्न सक्छ, क्लाइमेक्स पुग्छ, अब के हुन्छ भन्नेमा पुग्छ हैन. देन स्लोली व्हाट ह्यापन्स, क्लाइमेक्सबाट स्लोली हामी झर्छौं, त्यो भनेको एन्डिङ तिर जान्छौं. त्यो एन्डिङ भनेको गुड एन्डिङ हुन्छ क्या स्टोरीहरुमा. इमेजिनेटिभ हो यो, काल्पनिक हैन. सो गुड एन्डिङमा एन्ड हुन्छ. So plot will be there. त्यही भएर यसलाई प्लट भन्छ, सिक्वेन्स अफ इभेन्ट्स. लाइक बिगिनिङ हुन्छ, देन पछि कन्फ्लिक्टमा जान्छ, कन्फ्लिक्ट पछि तपाईको क्लाइमेक्समा पुग्छ, एकदमै टप लेभलमा पुग्छ. त्यसपछि बिस्तारै क्लाइमेक्सबाट झर्छ, तल झर्छ, एन्डिङ पार्टतिर जान्छ. सो दिज आर व्हाट प्लट हुन्छ, सिक्वेन्स अफ इभेन्ट्स हो यो हैन. देन अल गुड स्टोरीज आर फर्मड बाई logical sequences of events. Events can be seen being organized into 3 parts. Events चाहिँ हो, यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले बिगिनिङ भन्दा पनि यहाँ यसै राख्दै पनि भयो हैन. थिंकिङ अबाउट प्लट भन्दै पनि भयो. प्लट भन्ने बित्तिकै सिक्वेन्स अफ इभेन्ट्स. देयर आर मेनी इभेन्ट्स हैन. ल all good short story are found by logical sequences of events. Events can be seen being organized into 3 parts. Beginning ma jन्छ event, middle ma हुन्छ र ending ma हुन्छ. Beginning, middle and ending. So in the beginning part there will be introduction of the content and context where the event is taking place हैन. In the middle part there will be conflict and conflict gets resolved हैन. रिसल्भ पनि हुनु पर्यो, समाधान पनि हुनु पर्यो. देन एन्डिङ पार्ट व्हाट कन्फ्लिक्ट गेट्स रिसल्भ भनेन. सो गुड एन्डिङ हुन्छ. सो थिंकिङ अबाउट द प्लट. न कन्फ्लिक्ट देखाउनु पर्यो. जस्तै जंगलमा गयो, भिडन्त भयो जनावरहरुसँग, स्कुल गयो, फर्स्ट डे नयाँ साथीहरुसँग परिचय भयो अथवा के भयो हैन. लाइक दिस a story with no conflict can be rather dull and less interesting. Conflict हुनै पर्छ स्टोरीहरुमा, द्वन्द्व हैन. So selected characters in the story face crisis. Characters should display the capacity to of critical problem solving and turning point हुन्छ. द्वन्द्व भइसकेपछि टर्निङ पोइन्ट हुन्छ. टर्निङ पोइन्ट भएपछि के हुन्छ, रिसोल्युसन तिर जान्छ र एन्डिङ हुन्छ. These are the what basic steps. So we follow while teaching or helping students to compose story or what develop story in writing class हैन. So they are the what basic steps. What are the basic steps हेर्दा हामीले यहाँ यसरी हेरौं हैन. यहाँ यो एन्सर लेख्दा यो लेख्नु परेन है. So the basic steps, what are the basic steps of composing story भन्दाखेरि हामीले कुरा ल्याउनु पर्यो के. So like think of situation, issue, idea, create character and setting, thinking about plot, हैन, events, then what conflict will be there, turning point will be there. द्वन्द हुन्छ, द्वन्द भइसकेपछि बिस्तारै त्यो सिचुएसनले अर्को मोड लिन्छ. सो टर्निङ पोइन्ट, रिसोल्युसन, समाधान हुन्छ र व्हाट ह्याप्पी एन्डिङ. ह्याप्पी एन्डिङ हुन्छ क्या यो भनेको. गुड एन्डिङ, ब्याड एन्डिङमा जाँदैन. जहिले पनि स्टोरीहरू ह्याप्पी एन्डिङमा जान्छन् किनभने काल्पनिक हुन्छ. दिस इज फिक्सन, इमेजिनरी, and it ends with the what happy moment. So what is a satisfying ending is the what perfect way to finish our story. Conflict of the story should be resolved, or and students should be able to finally achieve something or learn an important lesson as a result. र अर्को यहाँ एउटा चाहिँ लेखिदिनु पर्छ, मोरल लेसन स्टोरीमा. सो व्हाट इज मोरल लेसन? दिस इज व्हाट लर्निङ पोइन्ट. के सिकाइ भयो त भन्ने कुरा यहाँ आउन सक्छ. सो and this is what basic steps we follow. Now I want to check your chat box. This is lower secondary. For both level भन्नु छ. This is lower secondary. So title, you are asking title. Title is the issue. Title भनेको issue हो हैन. A situation is imaginary situation. This is fiction. You understand this? ब्ला. यहाँ कतिपयले एक दुई जनाले कन्फ्युज भयो भन्नुभएको छ. केमा कन्फ्युज यसो लेख्नु त. पीडीएफ आउँछ. स्याम्पल लेख्नु पर्दैन भन्नुभएको छ. वेट, अब यति हेरेपछि त टीएससी को स्याम्पल त तपाई गर्ने होला नि त. सबै मैले गर्दै भने त तपाईले के गर्नुहुन्छ? You have to try. About reading, clear. About reading, repeat it. Okay. Okay. Yes, we can write only happy ending. Happy ending and moral lesson is there. Okay. Okay. Yes. Now, one sample story I have written here. यो तपाईले नै गर्नुपर्छ, तर एउटा स्याम्पल मात्र यहाँ राखिदिएको छु मैले हैन. यो इमेजिनरी हो, काल्पनिक हुन्छ हैन. जस्ट वी मेन्टेन दिस बेसिक थिंग्स. हामीले स्टोरीमा चाहिँ कम्पोनेन्टहरु चाहिँ मेन्टेन गर्न पर्यो. एलिमेन्ट अफ स्टोरी लाइक क्यारेक्टर हुन्छ, पहिलो के इश्यू हुन्छ अथवा सिचुएसन. टपिक तपाईले टपिक खोइ भन्नु भएको छ. यो इश्यू नै टपिक हो के, यो नै टपिक हो. TOPIC टपिक. जस्तै यो जर्नी टु द जंगल, यो नै टपिक हो. दिस इज टपिक हैन. देन योर फर्स्ट डे एट स्कूल, यो नै टपिक हो के हैन. इश्यू इज टपिक. सिचुएसन वी क्रिएट that will be topic हैन. And then issue is one basic component we need. Character one basic we need setting, of course necessary. प्लटहरु हेर्नु पर्यो. प्लट भन्ने बित्तिकै सिक्वेन्स अफ इभेन्ट्स एकपछि अर्को जान्छ हैन. बिगिनिङ हुन्छ, मिडलमा पुग्छ, कन्फ्लिक्ट हुन्छ, कन्फ्लिक्ट भइसकेपछि क्लाइमेक्समा पुग्छ, स्लोली व्हाट रिसोल्युसन हुन्छ, समाधान हुन्छ, देन व्हाट ह्याप्पी एन्डिङमा जान्छ, मोर रिलेसन वी अचिभ. दिस यति कुराहरु चाहिँ आउनु पर्यो स्टोरीमा चाहिँ. नाउ हियर थोरै यहाँ मैले लेखिदिएको छु. The above mentioned parts or elements altogether form comprehensive and coherent framework for writing story, composing story. After forming a comprehensive and coherent framework of story writing, teacher may lead students in writing their own story. अब बच्चाले आफ्नो स्टोरी लेख्न सक्छ. While writing story, the following type of language should be focused on भनेर लेख्यो. They are: use past, simple past, past continuous and past perfect. Use adjectives and adverbs also. Dangerous, हैन भन्छौ न हामी. Dangerous यस्ता यस्ता हैन, adjectives adverbs राख्दिने. Use direct speech with reporting verbs and punctuations. Use variety of narrative tenses. Use discourse markers. Then के भयो, after that, because, or, at the end. This kind of markers we can use. Then finally we can conclude if the essentials of writing short story or story is addressed. What this is what recursive process. हामी recursive process मा जान सक्छौं. प्लानिङ गर्छ, ड्राफ्टिङ गर्छ, रिभाइजिङ गर्छ, एडिटिङ गर्छ हैन, एनालाइजिङ, एडिटिङ, and what finally produce final draft. यो प्रोसेसहरु हामीले अवलम्बन गर्न सक्छौं. A sample one short story I have mentioned here. And now let's have a look. Like write a short story by using local characters and context on one issue of your local community. This is one sample question, given in the TSC question set. Here basic steps. माथिको थोरै यो लेखिदिन सक्नुहुन्छ. यो introduction part हो, यहाँनिर छ नि introduction हो यहाँनिरको. This introduction part, like writing a story, story मात्र भन्ने भयो त. Writing story is one example of writing activity. Composing story or writing story is writing activity is high level composition writing. Writing story requires both lower order thinking skills, higher order thinking skills. Lower order thinking skills maintaining mechanics, grammar, agreement pattern, etc. And higher order thinking skills like generating ideas, organizing ideas, putting them into readable text, thinking critically, imaginatively, and maintaining coherence and cohesion should be maintained. भनेर यति introduction part मा लेखेपछि then we come to the basic steps. यो स्टेपमा आइसकेपछि यसलाई अवलम्बन गर्नु पर्यो. Like think an idea, situation, issue, topic, हैन. We can do this. First step, create characters, set the scene, हैन. Set the scene. SCE, yani set the scene. Then what? Beginning part, conflict part, turning point, resolution part, ending part, and what? Then and what more relation we can do? We can follow these in steps. Now here just one situation is यहाँ चाहिँ situation के छ भने यो sample मा चाहिँ now issue is what? Issue is poverty भन्ने छ यसमा. Setting कहाँ छ? Setting भनेको setting चाहिँ स्कुल छ, स्कुल कम्युनिटी भन्दियौ न. एकछिनलाई हेरौँ है त. सेटिङ यो क्यारेक्टर चाहिँ लोकल क्यारेक्टर छ, लोकल क्यारेक्टर्सहरु छ हैन. यो यहाँ चाहिँ मोर रिलेसन पनि दिएको छ. यहाँ मोर रिलेसन एकचोटी हेरौँ है त. दिस इज जस्ट स्याम्पल. वन्स अपन अ टाइम हैन, there was a little boy named Raju who used to live with his old mother. He was the student of grade 6. Now अब स्कुल को भयो हैन, grade 6. It was midwestern part of Nepal. He was from poor family background. His father used to work in neighboring country India. His father was out of contact with his family members. अब अलिकति यो कन्फ्लिक्ट देखाउन खोजिरहेको यो. One day यो चाहिँ के भयो भने बिगिनिङ पार्ट भयो हैन. बिगिनिङ पार्ट भयो. अब आउँछ मिडल पार्ट. One day he was punished by his school teacher. He cried a lot. He planned to stop his study and work in hotel because poor family background ko bhanepachi his old mother was requesting to him to go to school. One day his class teacher Miss Rita visited to his house. She gave him good counseling. He was convinced, and then he again started to go to school. Class teacher Rita also shared every detail about Raju's family background to the head teacher. Head teacher also realized the situation. School administration managed a scholarship scheme for his further study, and then he attended his class regularly. In the final examination, he topped the school. Now he is working as government officer. अब यो यसरी लेखिसकेपछि here situation is what he is from very poor family background, and it is difficult to continue his study also. Regularly attending school is what difficult, managing time, everything. And one day he got punishment, bad punishment, because of his irregularity in his school. And then when he got bad punishment, and he decided, he cried a lot, and he decided to leave the school. अब स्कुल छोड्नु पर्छ, अब यसरी हुँदैन, म चाहिँ अब केही कमाउने धन्दामा लाग्नु पर्छ भन्ने टाइपको a kind of thought, idea came. Then ऊ जान मानेन स्कुल, अब स्कुल जाँदैन यो, a kind of climax तिर गइराखेको छ, then उसको बुवा पनि सम्पर्क छैन, ऊ इन्डियातिरै छ, आमासँग बस्छ, स्कुल इरेगुलर हुँदाखेरि उले पनिशमेन्ट पायो, bad punishment he got. Then cried a lot, decided what plan to stop his study. अब छोड्दिने हो स्कुल, अब कमाउनेतिर लाग्ने भन्ने कुरो a kind of ऊ क्लाइमेक्समा पुगेको छ. Then his old mother was requesting, अनुरोध गरिरहेको छ, go to school, so continue school, this is not good, please go भनेर उले रिक्वेस्ट गरिरहेको छ मदरले. One day अब त्यसरी गर्दा नि गएन. त्यसपछि एक दिन मिस क्लास टिचर visited his house. Then she gave good counseling. उले काउन्सिलिङ गर्यो, then was convinced, ऊ चाहिँ कन्भिन्स भयो, सहमत भयो. And then अब उले फेरि यो टर्निङ पोइन्ट लिइरहेको छ यहाँ. And then he again started to go school. Class teacher also shared every detail about Raju's family background to the teacher. The teacher ले punishment दिया हो, class teacher ले उसको every detail थाहा भएपछि head teacher लाई पनि भन्यो. Now head teacher also realized the situation. अब यो ending तिर जान्छ, तर good ending, School administration managed a scholarship scheme. उसलाई चाहिँ छात्रवृत्तिको चाहिँ छात्रवृत्ति प्रदान गर्यो for his further study, and then attended his class regularly. ऊ नियमित जान थाल्यो. And in the final examination, what he topped the school top दियो. अहिले चाहिँ ऊ चाहिँ के छ भने एकदमै गभर्नमेन्ट अफिसरको रूपमा छ भनेर यो एन्डिङ चाहिँ के गर्यो, एकदम ह्यापी एन्डिङमा गयो. So moral lesson, every individual has potentiality to be educationally successful person. सबैसँग हुन्छ, यसलाई चाहिँ एक्नोलेज गर्नु पर्यो, एप्रिसिएट गर्नु पर्यो भन्ने हो. It's just simple. We just pick up one issue, then create some characters, then there will be narrative, then there will be scene also. We set the scene, and then different events, plot will be there, sequence of events हुन्छ, turning point आउँछ, resolution हुन्छ, happy ending हुन्छ, moral lesson आउनु पर्यो. This is just sample. यो sample मात्रै हो. यसरी नै तपाईहरु आफ्नो एउटा रेडीमेड बनाउनुस्. Then if asked in exam, हामीले एउटा कम्पोज गर्दिन सक्छौं है. यसको लागि यसलाई यसरी लेखौं. जस्तो यहाँ इन्ट्रोडक्सन पार्टबाट यो लैजाउँ, यो यहाँबाट लगिजाउँ, यसलाई यहाँ राखिदिउँ, यसलाई यहाँ राखिदिउँ. इन्ट्रोडक्सन पार्ट भयो. बेसिक स्टेप्स यो राखिदिउँ र यो स्याम्पल भनेर यो लेखिदिउँ. sample story भनेर यो लेखिदिउँ. Then we provide the sample. In this way, we do. हामीले यसलाई यसरी नै गरौँ है त. Yes, any question? The question छ भने म एकछिन chat box हेर्छु. Then Yeah, moral lesson, yes, if we provide, this will be a good idea. Kumar has written. So too short भयो कि भएन यहाँ यतिले short भयो introduction part छ तपाईको फ्लेभर मात्र आउने के short story को फ्लेभर आउनु पर्यो introduction part some basic steps mention and we give the sample यति लेख्न सकिन्छ त 18 मिनेटमा we have 18 minutes यहाँ टाइटल चाहिँ यस्तो लेख्न सकियो yes this is good idea poor boy at school भने पनि भयो हैन poor boy at school भने पनि भयो हैन यस्तो टाइटल दिन सकिन्छ होला poor boy at school okay then others yes यसरी नै लेखौं so brief introduction if you give brief introduction about a such story then it will be you know good because that creates context थोरै introduction बाट सुरु गरौँ न context create गर्छ scene setting हुन्छ okay Santosh Thakur has written this okay essay पनि सोध्न सक्छ then what writing story also can ask then what we have reading comprehension then reading habit also possible areas that आपण सोध्न सक्छ be prepared moral lesson is what inspiration yeah that's fine okay this is about what such story we do in this way now you are asking what is process writing product writing भनेर सोधिरहनु भएको छ अब यो युनिट 2 मै कुरा गरेको हो हैन so if question is asked how do you teach or help or facilitate how do you facilitate your lower secondary you know lower SECUN lower secondary level students to write essay हैन to write essay यसरी भन्यो भने अब हामीले लाइनस how do you teach or facilitate help your lower secondary level students to write essay अब essay मा जाँदाखेरि हामी माथिको ब्याकग्राउन्ड त लगभग एउटै हुन्छ हैन this is यसलाई चाहिँ स्टोरी भन्यो भने स्टोरी थप्दै जानुस् essay भन्यो भने essay थप्दै जानुस् we can do this okay यसलाई अहिले हामी फालौं just we remove this then we write here okay just we change I know writing essay is what writing essay is one example of writing activity composing essay composing essay is writing activities is high level composition writing writing essay requires both lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills so lower order thinking skills like maintaining mechanics like grammar agreement patterns etc and higher level thinking skills like generating ideas organizing ideas putting them into readable text thinking critically imaginatively and maintain coherence and cohesion should be and maintaining यहाँ त मेन्टेन यति भन्नुपर्ने रहेछ ल मेन्टेन त्यहाँ अगाडि आइसकेको रहेछ मेन्टेनिङ कोहेरेन्स एन्ड कोहेजन okay so this is what introduction part brief introduction we do here also this okay now here हामी दुईटा पर्सपेक्टिभबाट एउटा चाहिँ how do you teach or how do you support help lower secondary level students to write essay एउटा यो पर्सपेक्टिभबाट हेरौं अर्को चाहिँ लेख्ने नै हो essay लेख्ने नै हो युएसमा चाहिँ है essay लेख्ने नै हो then here just introduction we did. Then here we have bhanna paryo I or the teacher bhanau यहाँ, the teacher follows the following steps while teaching or while facilitating essay writing. Like divide the board into 3 sections. Divide the students into 3 sections. 3 section divide garau haina. Write the topic on the top in the right hand side. Brain conduct यहाँ छ त्यो worksheet चाहिँ. This is worksheet. Just a minute. यसलाई म माथि लगेर देखाउँछु. Now see here. This is okay. Like divide the board into 3 sections. Here are 3 sections. 1, rough and tentative ideas in the first section. Revised idea in the second section. Edited idea in the third section. So divide the board, whiteboard. Divide the whiteboard into 3 sections. One thing into a whiteboard into 3 sections. One thing. We divide the whiteboard into 3 sections. 3 columns we make. Then second, after this, what we do is we write the topic where on the top of right hand side. Right hand side top ma chai topic lekhincha here. Okay, topic might be what? Like COVID-19, COVID-19 and COVID-19 and learning. Okay, learning loss. COVID-19 and learning loss, for example. Right? Then this is second step. First step what? Divide the whiteboard into 3 sections. This like this. Write the topic on the top in right hand side. We did. Conduct brainstorming activity. Our brainstorming. Can you say something about COVID-19 and learning loss? Can you write in the chat box? Chat box. Can you write in the chat box? 3. Okay. COVID-19 and learning loss is what? This is the topic. Now we are brainstorming. So you are going to say something about COVID-19 and learning loss. Can you write communicable disease? Okay, go on. So should be related with the learning loss also. Lockdown, yes, lockdown. Lockdown, good. I will write here. Lock, yellow, CK, lock, DOW, down. Lockdown, okay, go on. Lockdown, academic challenges, okay, academic challenges, CHALLENG, challenge, pandemic situation, go on. And then virtual classes, okay, VIRT, virtual class, okay. Then academic close, yes, academic institutions closed, closed, physically closed, PHYSIC, physically closed, okay. Then academic loss, learning loss, okay. Then more use of ICT, okay. Then confined inside house, okay. Use of ICT, good. Wearing masks and okay. Jobless, virtual class we have already. Knowledge of Zoom, yes. KNOWLEG, knowledge of KNOWLE, it is knowledge of Zoom, okay. Then lost job, gap with person in open world, a pandemic who is deprived, suffering from infection, death, okay. Can be negative psychological effect, okay. And negative, yani GATI, negative, PSYCHO, psychological effect, okay. Epidemic situation and crisis, okay. Fear of death, okay. Thank you. May I ask to stop your writing? Okay, stop writing. Now these are the some teacher does like this. Teacher whatever when the teacher conducts brainstorming activity and students what go on what generating the rough ideas on the given topic. These are what rough ideas. First step, I know, we divide the boards into 3 sections. In the first section, we collect the rough and tentative ideas on the given topic. Students go on saying, and teacher goes on what collecting or writing their ideas. Now, second step is what rough idea. Then teacher what write down students what ideas in the first section of the board we have written. Now next step is what discuss how the ideas are presented. Discuss how the ideas presented can be organized in logical sequence. After discussion, write the suggested idea in the second section. अब यहाँ second section मा लेख्न पर्यो यहाँ चाहिँ. Now we discuss briefly about this, rough ideas. Now can you elaborate? Can you what we say expand these ideas in the sentence form? फेरि यहाँ chat box मा लेख्नुस् त. Sentence form मा लान सकिन्छ. ल त sentence form मा लेख्नुस् त. अब यो लकडाउन, एकेडेमिक च्यालेन्ज, पेन्डेमिक सिचुएसन, भर्चुअल क्लास, एकेडेमिक इन्स्टिट्युसन्स, ल यसलाई नै फेरि के गर्नुस् सेन्टेन्स फर्ममा लानु त. ट्राई सेन्टेन्स फर्ममा लानु त. इट इज कम्युनिकेबल अफ यस COVID-19 is COMMUNI communicable disease, DISEAS disease. Okay, then go on. People used masks and sanitizer daily. People have to adopt. People have to adopt. Health. Safety. SAFT safety measures. SAF. ETY safety measures. To be PROCT protected. PROC protected from this kind of disease. DISEAS disease. Okay. In this way, you go on what it is. Yes, it had bad lockdown for a long time. So yes, when we have COVID-19 situation, there are many measures. Many measures we adopt. For example, lockdown. Lockdown. You have written. Thank you. So this is what revised ideas, or you can say what drafted and revised. DRAFT drafted and what revised ideas. You can say, or you can make another column also here. 4 column. One is what drafted, another is revised and edited ideas. यहाँ अर्को column पनि बनाउन सकिन्छ हैन. So like this here, revised ideas, and then he has drafted ideas. In this way, okay. Then we write the revised version. We organize the ideas to maintain coherence and cohesion in the writing, and finally we check the what mechanics. We check the what grammar, like article, proper use of article, proper use of preposition, proper use of parts of a speech, noun, verb, adverb, adjectives. Then what we make it what fine-tune a piece of writing. In this way, we can use in the classroom. Okay, thank you for your sharing. यसरी गर्न सकिन्छ. कस्तो हुन्छ होला यो? How do you teach essay to your students भन्यो भने कस्तो हुन्छ यो? Do you feel difficult or easy? No. In exam यो लेख्न पर्दैन. In exam यो छ नि यो कोलम भित्र लेखेको यो लेख्न पर्दैन. So you are saying this is lengthy. So यहाँनिर यो चाहिँ यो पार्ट छ नि यो पार्ट तपाईले एक्जाममा लेख्नु पर्दैन के यिनीहरु. जस्तो यो खाका मात्र दिने हो नि. Just we mention the फ्रेमवर्क यो लेख्न पर्दैन एक्जाममा यो लेखे पो लामो हुने हो त लेख्ने त यिनीहरु होइन नो इलाबोरेसन गर्ने नि यहाँ मात्र के गर्ने भने ल यहाँ त यो प्रोसेस मात्र लेख्ने जस्ट टु मेन्सन द प्रोसेस लाइक डिवाइड व्हाइट बोर्ड इन्टु 3 सेक्सन भने ठाउँमा यहाँ हाउ मेनी 4 section like example we give then what we delete this delete गरिदिउ न यति हो नि त्यहाँ भित्र लेख्नु पर्दैन के so we divide into 3 section this finished write the topic on the top in the right hand side this is also done conduct brainstorming activity to generate rough ideas on the given topic write down students ideas in the first section of the board discuss how the ideas are presented discuss how ideas collected ideas भनौं न अथवा collected ideas can be organized in the draft form भन्दिनुस् can be organized in DRA after draft form draft form मा कसरी लान सकिन्छ after discussion write the suggested ideas in the second section of the board second मा राख्छौं ask students to write a paragraph by expanding the ideas mentioned in the second section check every student's paragraph ओ यहाँ चाहिँ थोरै एउटा सेन्टेन्स चाहिँ हामी रिभाइज्ड आइडिया थप्यौ नि ask students to write a paragraph by expanding the ideas mentioned in the second section they prepare when they prepare draft they can revise their what ideas the teacher provides support like this then this is what revision ma pani gayo check every student's paragraph of a revised stage ma gaisakaपछि check every student's paragraph writing select the best one and write in the third write in the third भन्दा नि write in the fourth मा हुनु पर्यो यहाँ write in the fourth अब एडिटिङ गर्ने तलाई FOURTH fourth section of the board check the mechanics agreement rules check the mechanics or spelling haru हैन then capitalization full stop question mark haru हेरिन्छ grammar we check हैन हैन article preposition proper use भएको छ कि noun verb adverb we check it then agreement rules of writing we check then finally finalize it and ask all students to write in their copy अब उनीहरुले हो यहाँ यो यसमा लेखेको कुराहरु सार्छ तर यहाँ चाहिँ यो हामीले लेखिरहनु पर्दैन so we don't write this is just what framework in this way we teach what essay यसरी पढाइन्छ essay so this is the process writing अघि एकजनाले सोध्नु भएको थियो what is process writing what is product writing so this is the way we help our students to write essay so you are asked yes okay त्यसरी पनि गर्न सकिन्छ यो पनि अप्सन हुन्छ तपाईलाई लामो भयो भने यसलाई नलेख्दा पनि हुन्छ तर एक्जाम्पल दिनु भयो भने अझै बेटर ठीक छ ओके यति कुरा त 18 मिनेटमा लेखिन्छ होला नि ट्राई यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले थप्नु पर्दैन के थप्नु पर्यो write down students ideas in the first section of the board discuss how the ideas are presented how the collected ideas भन्नु पर्यो how the collected ideas or gathered idea COLLECT collected ideas can be organized in logical sequence अथवा यहाँ के भनौं भने how discuss how the collected ideas can be organized in draft form after discussion write the suggested ideas in the second section of the board पनि भयो then ask students to write paragraph by expanding the ideas mentioned in the second section then यहाँ चाहिँ के गर्नु पर्यो भने ठीक छ check every student's paragraph writing select the यहाँनिर चाहिँ यहाँनिर अर्को लाइन check every student's paragraph writing ask them to revise यहाँ revision पनि ल्याउनु पर्यो ask them to revise the ideas presented and they write in the third section of the board. Your idea, revised idea is the third section of the board. And last must select the best one and write it in the fourth fourth section of the board, and check their mechanics and grammar. Check their mechanics, grammar, and what agreement rules agreement rules of writing. Finalize it and ask students to write in their one note copy, spiral copy. They do like this. So in this way we can do. Just brief introduction we do. Then we take we go in the process. We take one example, and what we make 4 columns on the board. Then in the first column we write rough and tentative ideas, drafted ideas, revised ideas, edited ideas, and finally we produce one final piece of writing. In this way we can go. And यसरी जान सकिन्छ. So yes, we can all type of essay यसरी जाने हो हैन. यसरी नै जाने हो. This is process approach हैन. This process is called process approach. यहाँ हामी process approach बाट जान सकिन्छ. What to do in product writing? Then sir, product writing, the teacher gives, teacher writes the essay on the board and then students they copy. So this is teacher center. Teacher ले लेख्नुहुन्छ अनि के गरिन्छ त्यहाँबाट स्टुडेन्टलाई लेख्न लगाइन्छ. Okay, let's do this much for today, and tomorrow we continue. And अब एक दुई क्लासमा यो पनि सकिन्छ, यो युनिट पनि. Yes, thank you. You practice it. तपाईले पनि यसो माइन्ड मेकअप गर्नु पर्यो के है. Okay, thank you. Yes, unit 10 I'll send. Okay.